Anybody got mics? Anybody got mics? No mics, huh? No mics.
I have a mic.
Alright, for sure. Mic check. Look, if anybody believes in the Bible, I got that news for y'all, buddy boys. I got that news, you dig? Now, disclaimer though, right? If anybody does not believe in the Bible, right, you may disregard everything I'm trying to say, right? Because I understand that it holds no weight according to your own circumstances, right? And I fully understand that, right? Now that that disclaimer is out the way, let's get down to business. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, and verses 7 through 8, which states that it is a great sin to eat the flesh of the swine. Alright, swine is pig or pork. For those of you who do not know this, let me follow up. Okay, here. Alright, cool. Hopefully the rest of the team can follow up, right? So, a swine is pig, right? So, or pork, you are forbidden to eat this animal according to the God of the Bible, right? 2 jump, there you go. Right, now what that means is it's a sin to eat breakfast bacon and sausage, right? There's a lot of people who believe in the Bible that do not know that this is in there, right? That's the whole point of me bringing this out, right? So it's a sin to eat breakfast bacon and sausage. It's a sin to eat chitlins, pickled pig's feet, pork rinds, pork chops, right? It's a sin
to do with a pig, yeah.
Yes, sir. It's a sin to eat all them honey ham sandwiches that everybody loves so much at Subway and Quiznos and Togos and so forth, right? It's also a sin to eat all those pepperonis, right? On those pepperoni pizzas that everybody loves so much, right? These are all an abomination according to the God of the Bible, right? And my ending statement, unless there's any questions, right? Because I am a biblical instructor, right? So my ending statement is to all those of you who do believe in the Bible, right? If you continue to eat the flesh of the pig, right, in any shape, form, or fashion, all right, you will not make it into the kingdom of heaven. Thus saith the Lord. And if anybody wants to fact check what I'm saying, because again, there's a lot of people who believe in the Bible, they ain't never heard this before, right? If you want to fact check what I'm saying, right, that is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, and verses 7 through 8, to read that thing for yourselves.
So is that like the sum of your story? It's a sin to eat pig?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, really,
it also says that it's a sin to spill a man. It's a sin for a man to spill his seed. So that pretty much means no more condoms, no more nothing. No more birth control.
Okay. Where does it say in the Bible it's a sin for a man to spill his seed? Where does it say that in the Bible?
Oh man, I'm not exactly sure. I haven't been to Bible school in years, but I know it says that.
Okay, do you know where it is? Because if we can't pull it up in the Bible, then that means that it's not true, right? So, do you have the Bible verse that says that?
I couldn't tell you.
There we go. There you go. Right. So that's why before I speak, right, I always say the Bible verse before I speak, right? And you went to Bible college, you said?
Oh, I mean, I went to a Christian school.
Christian school, okay, so they taught you Christianity, right?
Yeah.
Right,
well,
so got you. Well, Christianity, unfortunately, is a pagan religion, right? Christianity has nothing to do with the Bible, contrary to popular belief. Usually when you say the word Christianity, the first thing people think of is the Bible, right? But when you actually read the Bible, right, it has nothing to do, it's actually against the religion of Christianity and Roman Catholicism and, Jehovah's Witness and Baptist and, Pentecostal, all these little branches, right? Because the Bible is the history and heritage of a group of people and their God called the Hebrew Israelites, which today are the so-called African Americans, Mexicans, Native, and Seminole Indians of Taino and Negroid descent, right? So there's a lot of misconceptions about that, right? But if you ever want to look into Leviticus 15, just kind of that's where it says, like if you spill your seed, it's unclean. Absolutely, right? There are a lot of priestly gestures, and even holy things, like in Numbers. Here, let me show you something. Matter of fact, while we're on the topic. Hey, we gotta get going though. How far are we though? Oh, we hella far, bro. We really gotta go. Anybody can find a car? Anybody finds a car, please. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because we got to think, right? Just logically, right? If we have sex with our, if the man has sex with his wife, right, and he's gonna have children, right, and he spills his seed, did he sin, right? You get what I'm saying? So you got to think logically. What actually is sin? Sin would be the transgression of the law, right? So if it tells us that it is a sin, right? Which I'm not calling you no liar, right? I'm not saying you lie. I'm just saying if you don't have the Bible verse, then you would be, deemed a liar if you can't find it in the Bible. That's what I'm saying, right? Maybe not on purpose, but maybe that's kind of what you. What a lot of people kind of say things that they've kind of heard. I'm not saying I'm just giving an example. I'm not trying to point this towards you, but you just so happen to say that. So that's why I said, hey man, do you have the Bible verse?
I'm just saying something that I heard a pastor say like years ago.
Right. So let me show you something. Let's go to Numbers 19. I'm gonna show you something, right? Okay, so here's Numbers chapter 19 and verse 1. It says, "And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying," right, "This is the ordinance of the law, which the Lord hath commanded, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, that they bring thee a red heifer without spot." Of course, that's a cow, right? Hey, we coming with the car. Oh, they got a car. Bro. Okay, meet us at, let me see. Oh, we got a long way to go. Go to Hosan. That's a long drive, bro, so we gotta pop you some popcorn for this one. Yeah, this is okay. So okay. So here it says, "This is the ordinance of the law which the Lord hath commanded, saying, Speak ye to the children of Israel, that they bring thee a red heifer without spot, wherein is no blemish, and upon which never came yoke." Okay, so this is a spotless, clean red heifer, right? It says, "And ye shall give her unto Eleazar the priest," because obviously this is of the Levitical priesthood that's going to be doing these ordinances, right? It can't just be just anybody, right? So it says that he may bring her forth, but without the camp, and one shall slay her before his face. So he's going to kill the red heifer, right? It says, and one shall burn the heifer in his sight, her skin and her flesh, and her blood, and her dung, right? So her feces as well shall be burned. And the priest shall take cedar wood and hyssop and scarlet and cast it into the midst of the burning of the heifer. And the priest shall wash his clothes, and he shall bathe his fresh water, he shall bathe his flesh in water, and afterward he shall come. Bro, why is he driving so close? He's gonna crash. And it's hella loud. and it says, where was I? And he shall bathe his flesh in water, and afterward he shall come into the camp, and the priest shall be unclean until even. I'm gonna repeat that again. It says, and the priest shall be unclean until the even. So did the priest sin here? No, he didn't, right? He didn't. Did it. So the point of that verse is the Levitical priesthood did a holy ordinance, right, which was not a sin. It's righteous for him to do that. That's what he's supposed to do. He's keeping the law, but he's unclean right after that. So there's a difference between sin and there's a difference between being unclean, right? But some sins can make you quote unquote unclean, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the uncleanliness that you receive from whatever it is that you're doing, depending on what it is a sin. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I asked specifically if you have the Bible verse, then it would be true for sure. I would say, oh yeah, you're factually right. But if you can't pull the verse, then it wouldn't be true. You get what I'm saying? It would just be kind of like church tradition or some type of rhetoric or something like that. You know what I mean? Oh, that's
I mean, the whole Bible is kind of hearsay.
Why does the team keep doing that? Go ahead. You said the Bible's hearsay.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So now, if you believe that, that's fine. But
can actually be proven.
Nothing in the Bible can be proven. Okay. Let's see about this. I'll show you something. Okay. I'll show you this. So this is Deuteronomy chapter 28, right? So I'm going to prove to you that the children of Israel are the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native, and Seminole Indians. I can prove that, right? Oh, I don't see him. Where is he?
I'm gonna just keep driving.
I think he was up the hill a little bit. We're gonna die. The car's gonna die. Just keep going. Keep going. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nice. Yeah, you might as well keep going. They pushed us. Okay, when we stop, I'm gonna show you. Matter of fact, let me just get there real quick, because you may not have read this in the Bible, right? Okay, so this is the book of Deuteronomy. And I'm gonna prove to you that the people that are called the Israelites in the Bible are the blacks, Hispanics, Native, and Seminole Indians, right? And there's many things that could be deemed true in this Bible. I mean, I don't know why you would even say that. There's so much stuff that I would have a hard time even like gathering up all of the scriptures in my mind to even of how true this is. You see what I'm saying? So here's the, but besides that, here's the point. Here's Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. It says, "And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God." This is Moses, God sending Moses to speak to the children of Israel, right? Cool. We'll load up here. And I'm going to prove to you without the shadow of a doubt that the Israelites are, again, the African Americans. Their name were changed in slavery by the Caucasian race, also known as the Edomites in the Bible, right? So it says, "If thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God shall set thee high above all nations." So God told the blacks, Hispanics, Native, and Seminole Indians, if you keep my commandments, you're going to be above every nation. Okay, it's very simple to understand, right? Now there's a flip side to this, right? Verse 15. It says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So God says, you keep my commandments, you're going to be the top nation on the earth. You blacks, Hispanics, Native, and Seminole Indians. If you break my commandments, you're going to be cursed. You're going to be the lowest people. You're going to be the lowest of the lows. And what did the Israelites do? We broke God's commandments. So that's why when you look in the ghettos and the slums, you know, is there a whole bunch of Caucasian people in ghettos and slums? Absolutely not. It's a whole bunch of blacks, Hispanics, Native, and Seminole Indians, right? It's one of the curses of Deuteronomy 28. But I'm going to read you one of these curses, too. I'm going to read you two of them, right? Here's verse 48. Because this whole chapter is full of curses, but I don't want to read every one. It'll take too long, so I'm just going to read two. That's it. So it says, therefore, verse 48, it says, "Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee." So God said he's going to send another race of people. He's going to send enemies against us, right? In hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. So if we want a driver's license, we're going to have to go to these people. If we want a death certificate, we're going to have to go to these people. If we want anything, right, we're going to have to go to these people, right? A business license, LLCs, we're going to have to go to these specific people, right? It says, "And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he has destroyed thee." I'm going to repeat that again, what God said. "And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he has destroyed thee." So in history, have the blacks, Hispanics, Native, and Seminole Indians have ever had another race of people come on to them and put a yoke of iron on their neck? Has that ever happened in history?
Sure.
Right? And who?
Everybody. I mean, if you go back far enough, everybody was enslaved at one time.
Well, it's going to be very, very specific, right? But you said yes, right? So I'll read you a second curse, right? So here's 68. Now this has only happened to one race of people on the face of the earth, right? It says, verse 68, this is the last curse. It says, "And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships." So do you know what the Israelites were doing in Egypt? They were in slavery, right? Under Pharaoh, before Moses' freedom, right? So God said, "I'm going to send you into Egypt again," meaning I'm going to send you into slavery again with ships. Specifically, God says with ships, okay? And it says, "By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. Okay, so bondmen and bondwomen means slave men and slave women. So now did the black, and it says, and no man shall buy you, right? Meaning no man is going to redeem you from this circumstance, right? So have the blacks, Hispanics, Native and Seminole Indians, right? Did they ever go into slavery on ships? And then when they got off the ships, they were sold like cattle on auction blocks. Has that ever happened in history?
Sure,
People,
everyone at one point.
man, as a team, a whole team, man. I can't stand when these teams run up on me. Yeah, they jumped me. I got jumped. Okay, so yeah, so has that ever happened to blacks, Hispanics, and Native and Seminole Indians? Did another race of people come to them and then put them in slavery and put a yoke of iron on their neck and then put them into slavery on slave ships and then sell them on auction blocks?
Sure, yeah.
Right. And now, has any other race of people on the face of the earth be put into slavery on slave ships? No, right?
Yeah.
Okay, who's been put into slavery and slave ships, and what is the slave trade called? Because I can name a few, right? So we have the sub-Saharan slave trade, right, which the blacks, Hispanics, Native and Seminole Indians were put on. We have the Silk Road slave trade done by the Chinese, blacks, Hispanics, Native and Seminole Indians, and of course we have the 1619 transatlantic slave trade, right, where the African Americans, Native and Seminole Indians, they were put on ships. They were put in slavery on ships. So what other race of people were put on ships in history as a race of people? When did that happen in history? And I just named a few just to kind of go first, so I can get like these are, I'm not, so just so you know, I'm not making this stuff up. Like I named the slave trades, right? If you type in sub-Saharan slave trade, it's gonna give you a lot more information than what I'm saying. The Silk Road slave trade by the Chinese and the transatlantic slave trade, these are all black, Hispanic, Native, and Seminole Indians, right? So you said that another race of people was put on slavery on ships. When did this happen in history? Mm-hmm. He sees you. He's about to. Cuz, watch it.
I got one too.
Oh, snap. Nice. Where is he? Oh my goodness. Heal up. I know, that's crazy. How is he not dead? Is he still behind that box? Bro, he survived that box. Another one's coming behind your right side. The team. Bro, heal up, bro. Take a.
I ain't got no heals.
No heals? Damn. Alright, well, before you go, in case you leave, do you have the name of that slave trade?
I couldn't tell you.
There we go.